Well, good evening everyone. How you doing? Got a little video to shoot for you today. I'm Virgil, the Rockwell Urban Gardener. I'd like to welcome you to the program today. And I shot a little video for you here about how my garden's doing. I pulled out most of the old spring garden for this year because the tomatoes wasn't looking too good, or neither was anything else. But what I done was went back and replanted everything for the fall that I did for the spring, hoping to get better results because the weather going to be cooler and maybe be more stable. But anyway, and normally I don't plant a full fall garden, but I was looking at it thinking it might be necessary to at least try while we got plenty of warm weather here. I live in North Carolina Zone 7B, and it stays pretty warm here up until maybe middle of October to grow things like cucumbers and squash and tomatoes and things like that. Anyway, I was hoping to improve on what done in the spring. But things ain't been quite well. I got a few friends that's having trouble with their tomatoes, and me too. But I think I found the solution to them. And I used some Epsom salts and stuff to bring them back around. And I got some good tomatoes off, but it wasn't nothing like it has been in years past. I think that's just a lot to do with what's going on in the weather and things around here. And with gardening, that's sometimes to be expected. That's why they call it try to grow something for our garden, for our tables, and sometimes we get fault on every hand, but we can't give up. We got to keep going, and hopefully things will turn out for us. If you're in an area where you're going to have good warm weather up till October, maybe November, your gardens ain't doing too good, throw you some stuff in the ground for the fall and give that a whirl and see maybe if it don't come out a little better on the other end. Anyway, that's going to be the video for today. I'll insert the video I shot of my lower and upper garden and things I got going on into this video and conclude it for today. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'm going to be on here a little more with some more videos down the road. And we're going to be looking at some fall garden and discussing some things today. The old weather ain't been doing too good. It's been raining or something. Anyway, I'd like to show you what I got planted for my garden this year for the fall. Those that you're looking at there is some cucumbers that I got planted. They just come up here the other day, and some of them's getting true leaves on them already, so looking forward to see if we can get some cucumbers. I had some planted there, and they's doing all right, but it's time for the fall, so I pulled out all the old stuff and put in some brand new plants. And hopefully fall weather is cooler, we'll get a little better harvest off of them. This in front of me is Rutgers tomatoes. I've got plant them for the fall. That's the biggest plant I got. It's about 7 foot. But anyway, I got them planted here in this raised bed, and I'm hoping to get some big tomatoes off of them things as time goes on. That over there is a Homestead. Both of them is a determinate tomato, and I'm hoping to get some big nice tomatoes off of these plants this fall. We got a lot of warm weather yet to go, so we're going to be alright on that front. And let me show you a little thing I got going. I tried this year. Hang on just a second. I was fixing to show you, I bought some of these grow bags, and see it. You see that grow bag right there? I was curious. I see people using them, so I want to know how they do. I've gotten several nice tomatoes off of here. That's a homestead tomato. And it's still putting on blooms. And got a few tomatoes in there. I picked quite a few off. But there's some tomatoes. And there's the little blooms that I got going on it. So I hope later on that we can get some off of there again. That's a look at my upper garden and what I got going on up there for the fall. Had a bunch of old tomato plants and stuff in there, and what I done was tore all that old tired tomato plants out and put in some fresh tomatoes, and got some cucumbers planted right in there. Those are cucumbers don't need pollinating, the self-pollinating cucumbers. I grew a few, but we're going to grow these out and see what kind of production we get out of these. This is my lower garden, and I got a bunch of cherry tomatoes planted all along that fence there. Some of them's Ukrainian purple, but they're good tomatoes. Those tomatoes up there, those are mainly cherry tomatoes. And they still got tomatoes on them. They're putting on pretty good. This plant right here in front of me, that's a broccoli plant. So is that one beside of it. And that one up that way right there. I'm trying to grow these out, but I got moths eating them up. I put some diatomaceous earth on them to see if I could slow them down. So far I think it's working. Got some squash here planted, and it's hanging on. My squash ain't done that good this year. So anyway, that's gardening. So we'll continue to keep trying till we finally get some. Right there where you see those green stakes there laying on the ground, I got some squash plants I planted coming up, so we'll see if that does any good for this fall of this year. Here's some of my tomatoes. These are the Ukrainian purples. They seem to do real good. That's a sweet tomato. It's real good. Got several tomatoes growing there in those little places there. I'll let it clear up a minute. These are butternut squash. Planted these from seeds. Instead of trellising them up this year, I'm gonna let them run. I got a couple there. Looks like what's happened is they've grown tentacles, and they've put out shoots and roots going into the ground along the way. So I figure I'd let them put down the roots and see if I don't get a better harvest off of these things. I got one little one. Let me hold him out there. There you go. There's one little one right in there. And we're going to let them grow, see what comes of them. Hope we'll get some squash off of them. Anyway, this is my tomato plants that I got growing up here. That's a big beef tomato right there. I've gotten several off of them. That can just come back on there. Let me show you right here. See these little flowers here? As long as those are coming on, you can still get some tomatoes. So don't be too quick to tear your tomatoes out if they're still getting blooms and blossoms. And it looks like they're gonna might put on another crop before winter's coming up here. This is my swimming pool. I've grown some cucumbers in it. I got some in there now. Those are self-pollinating cucumbers. This look like any other cucumber, except when they grow up they don't need pollinating. But They put on a pretty good cucumber. So anyway, I'm gonna put them put the videos I shot into this here, and hope y'all having a great season in your garden, and we got a good fall garden I think coming up for this year. So let's give it a whirl, keep going, and see what we can do. Grow food for our tables and for our family. Till I talk to y'all the next time, hope y'all have a blessed and wonderful day.